actually happened, Lab Rat Tale, is originally we played a game in a world. It was called Far Away, and my character's name was Rio. And lots and lots of stuff happened, as stories do. And then we came back to the world 100 odd years later as a new set of characters. And my character is now an NPC that the new characters met, and it's really nice just finding out what happened to Rio. Like, she has a life partner now, she's got 2 kids, she's like helping run a village. It's really cool, and she's quite a magical based character. I say magic, I'm not sure if it is magic. Zim will probably be able to tell you a lot more than I can about the how the ins and outs of that worked, but Rio was one of my favourite characters that I've ever played in a tabletop roleplay game. Well, she wasn't really good. You gave me a brief outline of what you wanted her to be, and I just ran with her being a pain in the ass to everybody, and it kind of worked. Rio was so much fun to play. I was so sad when I didn't get to play her anymore, and then you made her an NPC and gave her a new story, and it was like, so much happy. So much happy. It wasn't D20, it was a completely home-brewed system. Let me see if I can find it and I can show you the actual character sheet. It was awesome. Unfortunately, I can't find the journal. Essentially, it was a journal. In fact, it was something like this. So this is another this entire book is a character sheet for another one of Invader Zim's games. And he's got lots of like little bits of paper and stuff, but the really cool thing, so like he personalized these for us. So like my character is going to be female, and then we've got like special abilities and stuff. Don't know if you can see this. And then like health, radiation, thirst, hunger, and then anything else we come across. So yeah, Invader Zim is an absolutely amazing person if you want someone to give you cool ideas for like unique character games and stuff, because Rio, we were given journals at the beginning of the game because we're scientists and Rio's a biochemist, and our character sheet was essentially like the Halo sheet, which had a picture of the person on one side, like what the names was, and you drew on where you took all the damage and stuff, and you had scars, and you had to write down stuff in the journal. If it wasn't in the journal and you forgot it, you were screwed. So yeah, we had journals. It was amazing. And these characters as well are going to have journals. Anyway, I'm going back to writing. I should be writing more. Joseph is her detective partner. He is the replacement for her first partner, and he has a secret. I don't really want to go into it so I don't ruin the story for anyone, but yeah, he has a sneaky secret and is part of the world that she's now waking up to is real. So he has something to do with fairies and fae and the other folk and all that kind of stuff. So that is his character. I am literally just trying to do the writing and get the writing out of the way at the moment. So I am getting onto this chapter. Yay! Where Evelyn is currently seeing the extent of the damage to her mangled body, and is going to have it fixed. I say fixed. It's not going to be permanently fixed. She's getting bandaged up again because she has a family meal to get to. And that's kind of where we are at the moment. Evelyn is she's a homicide detective. But she's been put onto a missing persons case because of understaffing. Typically, if you are on... Typically, lower level police officers research things like burglary, breaking and entering, grievous bodily harm and stuff like that. Detectives tend to stick with serial killers, homicides, or white collar crime. I believe it's white collar, or is it blue collar crime? One of those two. But Evelyn does homicides and missing persons cases, which is why she was on the investigation that she was when she died. Welcome, Growler. Hey. Well, I hope she's ends up being everyone's kind of detective. I've really liked the original 4 books of the Anita Blake series. They were really good. So I kind of wanted to go along the lines of that, except she doesn't, that she's aware of, she has no magical powers to begin with. This is kind of her journey into becoming someone who does have some form of magical abilities, and what that costs in the end and what she gains. So that's hopefully the idea that we have. Yes, new chapter. So this one is where we introduce Sergeant Cross. New character time. Yes. I've been waiting for this dude to show up for such a long time. He hadn't really decided where he was going to show up in this version of the story, but he's finally here now, finally introducing his sassy, suave self. Or hopefully he's going to be sassy and suave. He may just end up being a complete dick in this right through, considering Richard is a not very nice character this time around. I mean, he wasn't great in the original 2 rewrites of this, but this time around he's a dick who will throw his supposed saviour under the bus to save his own skin. So yes, we'll see how Cross takes that, but we don't know yet. We don't know what's going to happen yet. He's a mixture of several people I know, kind of mixed in together. He's stories from the Second World War based on my family, but also my dad and also my sensei. But he is overall the way I've always wanted him to described is he's the ends justify the means. And if you tell him that he has to save the entire world by murdering a load of kids, he'd probably do it. He'd hate himself, but he'd probably do it. But he is one of those people of, oh, are you threatening my friends? You're threatening my family? Okay, you're dead. But he will make them disappear. So you won't actually know that they've died. They'll just somehow vanish. Cat. We ended on chapter 18, the last session, and it was where she got dropped off by Nathan at her apartment. So chapter 19 is 3 days later, essentially, which is this one here, which I wrote last night. And Evelyn's been home. I need to put you down because I need to move. She's been home 3 days. The rain has locked her in her house. She hasn't reported to anyone what's going on. She's had a bit of a mental blip because that's what happens when, you nearly get eaten twice in a day and someone that you thought was human decided that they were going to smash your kneecap in. And yeah, the news has come on that the missing persons cases that she's been investigating have increased, and there is a missing family in the local area, but the house where they lived was covered in blood, and it's assumed that they are dead. So this news, she is trying to figure out what she wants to do, and it seems to be the most well-timed event ever, because Nathan turns up, followed by Hanzo and a mysterious large-toothed character that she's never met before in her life. Invader Zim knows who he is because I've mentioned him previously. Ah, fuck. No, you're going down. That was claws in my leg. I didn't need that. And his name is Sergeant Cross. He is a vampire. So we're going to be introducing Evelyn to her first actual vampire, and from there we're going to kind of see the devolution into her getting involved again.